I never imagined the sound of whispers could cut me open like knives. Yet that's what happened the night my world collapsed. I had stepped into the hall expecting laughter, music, and congratulations. Instead, I froze. Elena's hand was wrapped in Daniel's. Their heads were close, their voices hushed. My chest tightened. "What are you doing?" My voice cracked. Daniel didn't move his hand. He looked straight at me, lips curling. "Finally, you're here. I was wondering how long you'd take." Elena pulled her hand back, her eyes wide, then narrowing. "It's not what it looks like," she whispered. "Not what it looks like?" I laughed bitterly. "You're holding my fiancé's hand at my own engagement party, Daniel. Explain that to me," he smirked. "I don't need to explain. She made her choice." My legs nearly gave out. "What choice?" Elena's lips trembled, but she lifted her chin. I can't marry you." Every word slammed against me. "You can't marry me?" Daniel leaned in. "She's marrying me instead." The room erupted, gasps, chairs scraping. My father's face hardened. My mother clutched her chest. Guests whispered like crows circling over a carcass. I staggered forward, my heart pounding. "You're joking. Tell me you're joking." Elena shook her head slowly. "I'm sorry, but I realized I don't love you the way you think I do." I laughed, a broken, choking sound. "After everything, after all my years with you, after the nights we planned our future?" She bit her lip, avoiding my gaze. I thought I wanted it, but then I realized Daniel makes me feel alive in a way you don't. Daniel slid an arm around her waist like a conqueror. "Face it, brother. She was never yours to keep." I lunged forward, shoving his hand off her. "You're my brother. How could you?" He grinned without shame. "Because I take what I want. And right now I want her." "Daniel!" my father roared, stepping closer. "Enough." But Daniel shrugged. "Why pretend? Why lie? Elena and I love each other. Why should we hide it?" My stomach churned. "Because you betrayed me. Because you ripped me apart?" Elena finally met my eyes, and I saw tears. "I didn't mean to hurt you. Didn't mean to." My fists clenched. "You've been sneaking behind my back, haven't you?" "For how long?" Her silence screamed louder than words. I shook my head, my voice breaking. "Answer me, Elena. How long?" Daniel smirked again. "Long enough for her to know I'm better for her than you'll ever be." Gasps filled the hall. My chest burned with shame as faces turned toward me. Whispered words, pitiful, weak, abandoned. My mother rushed forward, grabbing Daniel's arm. "Stop this madness. He's your brother. Think of family honor." Daniel yanked free. "Honor? What honor is there in living a lie? I love her, and I'll have her." Father's fists clenched, his jaw rigid. "You shame this house? And he?" Daniel shot back, pointing at me. "He's the one who couldn't keep his woman." The words sliced deeper than any blade. I turned to Elena, desperation bleeding from me. "Tell me he forced you. Tell me you don't love him." She shook her head slowly. "I chose him." It felt like my lungs collapsed. I staggered back, my vision blurring. No, you don't mean that. You said I was your everything." Her voice cracked. "I thought you were. I thought I wanted a quiet, steady man. But I was wrong. My laugh was hollow. "You mean boring? That's what you're saying?" She didn't deny it. Daniel smirked at her side, victorious. "Don't humiliate yourself further, brother. Accept it." "I'll never accept this," I hissed. "Then stay broken," he shot back. "Because she's mine now." I wanted to hit him. I wanted to scream until the walls cracked. But my father's voice cut through. "Enough." His tone was ice. He turned to me, disappointment burning in his eyes. "You've disgraced yourself." I blinked at him in disbelief. "Me? I'm the one disgraced. You couldn't protect your bond. You let your fiancé slip away to your brother?" Those words shattered what little strength I had left. I looked to my mother, praying for some defense. She trembled, tears in her eyes. "Blood is blood," she whispered. "Daniel is your brother? Forgive him. Forgive him." My voice rose. He stole the woman I loved. And you asked me to forgive? She wept harder. Family must stay together. Please, my chest felt hollow, my skin burning. Family? You call this family? Then I'd rather have none. The crowd stirred, murmurs rising. Some pitied me, others judged. I looked around, the hall spinning. All of you came here to celebrate my love. And now you stand watching my execution. Daniel sneered. Stop making a scene. You're pathetic. Something inside me snapped. Pathetic. No, Daniel. You're the coward who couldn't stand in my shadow, so you stabbed me in the back. He clenched his jaw but said nothing. I turned to Alina one last time. My heart begged her to deny it all, to return, to be mine again. But she only whispered, I'm sorry, sorry, a word that meant nothing. I straightened, wiping my face, though tears blurred my vision. Then hear this. From this moment on, you're dead to me. Both of you. Gasps echoed. My father glared. My mother sobbed, but I didn't care. Daniel chuckled, but his laughter rang hollow. You'll regret saying that. No, I said, my voice steady for the first time. You'll regret betraying me. I walked out, the whispers chasing me like shadows. The music that should have been mine turned to silence. Every step felt like death. But I forced my legs forward. That was the night my world fell apart. That was the night I buried the man who believed in love. And though I didn't know it then, it was also the night something darker, stronger, and colder began to rise inside me. The hall still smelled of roses and wine, but everything felt rotten. Laughter had died, replaced by whispers that scraped my skin raw. I stood in the center, broken, while Alina walked toward me. Her steps were shaky, but her eyes, they weren't filled with guilt. She stopped inches away. I know this hurts, she whispered, but I can't lie anymore. I forced out words. Lie about what? About loving me? About promising me forever? She bit her lip. I thought I could give you forever, but I realized I need something else. I cut her off. Something else? Or someone else? Her hands trembled. Both. Daniel gives me security and passion. Things I didn't feel with you. The words slammed into me. Security and passion? I repeated, my voice shaking. Is that what love means to you now? Daniel's voice cut in, smooth and sharp. Don't blame her. She chose me because I'm the better man. I turned to him, rage boiling. Better? You call betrayal better? He smirked. Call it survival. She knows what she wants, and I give it to her. Guests murmured behind me. A woman whispered, How humiliating, man added, at his own engagement party. Their voices felt like knives twisting deeper. I looked back at Alina, my throat dry. Why him, Alina? Why my brother? She lowered her eyes. Silence. That silence crushed me more than her words. I clenched my fists. Say something. Give me a reason I can hate you for, she whispered, barely audible. I can't. My chest heaved. You can't or you won't. Daniel stepped closer, grinning like a victor. She doesn't owe you answers. She owes me her love, and that's enough. I laughed bitterly. Love. You don't know the meaning of the word. Neither do you, he snapped. If you did, you would have kept her. My father's stern voice broke through. Enough, both of you. But I couldn't stop. My soul was tearing apart. Kept her? She's not a trophy, Daniel. She was my heart, my life. Elena's voice cracked. Don't make this harder? Harder? I shouted. You made it impossible. Do you know what it feels like to be betrayed by the only two people you trusted most? Her tears finally fell. I didn't plan this, liar, I spat. You planned every stolen glance, every secret word. Don't pretend this just happened. Daniel tightened his arm around her waist. Don't talk to her like that, I snapped toward him. Or what? You'll steal more from me? The room gasped. Someone muttered, This is turning ugly. I didn't care. I wanted the truth, even if it killed me. I stepped closer to Alina, my voice shaking. Tell me when it started. Was it before you said yes to me? Or after I gave you the ring? Her silence was an answer I didn't want. I laughed, hollow and broken. So it was both. You wore my ring while dreaming of my brother. Disgusting, Elena sobbed. Stop, please. I leaned closer. Stop. You stabbed me in the back, Elena, and now you want me silent too? Daniel shoved me lightly. Back off. She's mine now. The urge to hit him burned in me, but I held back. My father's glare pinned me down, his voice sharp. Control yourself. You've embarrassed us enough. I spun toward him, stunned. Embarrassed me? I'm the one betrayed. His jaw tightened. And yet you let it happen. A man who can't protect his fiancée loses his right to complain. Shh. My heart shattered again. My own father stood against me. I turned to my mother, desperate. Tell him he's wrong. Tell me you see the truth. She trembled, tears streaming. I see two sons, tearing each other apart. Blood should matter more than women. Please, forgive him. Forgive him. The words scorched my ears. Forgive, I whispered. After he stole her? After she lied to me? Do you want me to be less than human? Daniel smirked again. You always were, the crowd gasped. I shook my head, rage and despair mixing like poison. You think you've won, Daniel? But all you've done is bury yourself beside her. Lena sobbed harder. Don't talk like that. Then how should I talk? I snapped. Like the fool who spent years believing your lies? Like the man who thought family meant something? No, that man is dead. Daniel's smile faltered for the first time, but he masked it quickly. Say whatever you want. She's still with me. I looked at Alina one last time. Then may her choice haunt you both. Because the day will come when this passion you crave turns to ashes. She covered her face, unable to look at me. I stepped back, my chest hollow. This was supposed to be my engagement. Instead, it became my funeral. The whispers rose again, mocking, pitying, cruel. I couldn't breathe. Daniel called after me, smug. Walk away then. I'll take good care of her. I didn't turn. My voice carried over the silence. Take her. Take the shame, the lies, and the poison. You deserve each other. And with that, I walked out, leaving behind roses that smelled like death, rings that meant nothing, and a love that had murdered me alive. The night air was heavy when I returned home, but the weight on my chest was worse. My house, the place where I grew up, felt like a prison now. I pushed open the door and found my parents waiting. My father's face was stone. You've disgraced this family. I blinked at him. Me. I was the one betrayed. His voice cracked like thunder. A man who loses his fiancée to his own brother is weak. You've shamed us before every guest tonight. My throat burned. So I'm at fault because Daniel stole her, he glared. If you were strong, he wouldn't have taken her. Strength keeps what belongs to you. My hands trembled. She wasn't property. She wasn't some object to guard. She was your future, he shot back, and you let it slip through your fingers. I turned to my mother, desperate for comfort. Do you believe this? Do you really think I'm the one to blame? She was already crying. I don't want to lose both my sons over a woman. Blood matters more than love. Please, forgive Daniel. Forgive, I whispered, stunned. You want me to forgive the brother who stabbed me in the back? She reached for me. Daniel made a mistake, but he's still your brother. You two must stay together. Families survive storms, not fall apart because of them. I pulled away, my chest tightening. This wasn't a storm. This was betrayal. And you want me to act as if nothing happened? Her voice broke. Please, for me. I laughed bitterly. For you? What about me? What about the son you watched being humiliated? She covered her face and sobbed harder. My father stepped closer, his eyes cold. Enough of this whining. You will not bring more shame to this house. I stared at him. So what now? You're throwing me out? If you cannot live with your brother in peace, then yes, he said firmly. The ground seemed to vanish beneath me. You'd banish me for refusing to forgive betrayal. He didn't flinch. I'd banish weakness. You're no son of mine if you can't rise above this. My heart cracked again, deeper than before. No son of yours, I repeated, shaking. After all I've given, after all the loyalty, this is what I get? He looked away. Pack your things. The walls of the house seemed to close in. I gave this family everything, I whispered. And now I'm nothing to you. My father didn't answer. His silence was worse than words. I stumbled into my room. Every corner was heavy with memories, laughter with Daniel, late-night talks with Alina, my mother's soft voice when I was sick. Now it all felt poisoned. I threw clothes into a bag with shaking hands. Each fold of fabric was like tearing off a piece of myself. My mother followed me, still sobbing. Please, don't go in anger, snapped, my voice raw. How else am I supposed to go? With joy? With pride? Look at me, I'm leaving the house I grew up in because you chose him over me. She shook her head. No, I didn't choose. Yes, you did. I shouted. You begged me to forgive him, not him to make it right. You wanted me silent, broken, just so this house could stay peaceful. But her lips trembled. I just want both my sons. You lost one tonight, I whispered. Her sob broke something inside me. But I didn't stop. I dragged the bag across the floor, my steps echoing like a funeral march. My father stood near the door, arms folded, face like steel. Say something, I demanded. Say you'll regret this one day. He didn't look at me. Leave. My voice cracked. I'm still your son. You were, he replied coldly. I staggered back. That word whirred hotter than fire. I pulled the strap of my bag tighter and walked toward the porch. And there they were. Daniel and Alina. They stood hand in hand, faces lit by the porch light. Daniel smirked as if watching a victory parade. Alina's eyes flickered with guilt, but she didn't let go of him. My voice shook. Do you enjoy this? Watching me walk away from my own house? Daniel shrugged. You should have expected it. You never knew how to fight for what you wanted. I stepped closer, trembling with rage. You call this fighting? Taking what isn't yours. He smirked. She chose me. That makes it mine. I turned to Alina, my eyes searching hers. Is that true? Do you feel proud of this? Her lips quivered. I didn't mean. I barked. You knew exactly what you were doing. You let me build dreams while you slipped into his arms. She lowered her gaze, tears sliding down. Daniel pulled her closer. Stop tormenting her. She's mine now. Get used to it. My chest burned. No, Daniel. She's not yours. She's your curse. And one day you'll both choke on this night. Alina gasped softly, but Daniel laughed. Empty threats. Leave, brother. This is my house now. I clenched my fists. This house was mine too. Every brick, every sacrifice I gave my blood to keep this family together. And now it spits me out like garbage. He smirked. Maybe you were always garbage. Something inside me nearly snapped, but my father's cold voice from behind stopped me. Go. Do not come back until you've grown into a man. I turned slowly, staring at him. Then you'll wait forever. I stepped out into the night, my bag heavy, my heart heavier. The door slammed shut behind me. The street was silent, but my mind screamed. Rage, grief, and emptiness tangled inside me until I could barely stand. I looked back once. Through the window, I saw them, Daniel with his arm around Alina, my parents standing nearby. A perfect picture of unity built on my ruin. I whispered to the night, my voice shaking. I left with nothing but my anger. And one day, that will be enough. And I walked into the darkness, banished from the only home I had ever known. The room smelled of dust and dampness. My mattress was thin, barely a cushion between me and the hard floor. I lay there, staring at the cracked ceiling, the silence louder than screams. My voice broke in the dark. Is this what I've been reduced to? Nothing? No one answered. The walls didn't care. I dragged myself up, head spinning. My reflection in the window showed hollow eyes. I don't even look like me anymore, I muttered. Just some broken stranger. Cold nights, Empty mornings, calls went unanswered, texts left unread. Friends who once laughed with me now avoided my shadow. One evening, my phone buzzed. A message. Stop wallowing. Move on, then silence again. I dropped it on the floor. Easy for them to say. None of them had their soul ripped out. Hunger gnawed, but my pride tasted worse. I had no appetite, just bitterness. I whispered into the stale air. Maybe they were right. Maybe I wasn't strong enough. The thought of giving up circled me like vultures. I imagined just not waking up. No more shame, no more whispers. But then came a soft knock at the door. I froze. No one visited. The knock came again. A familiar voice. It's me. Maya. My chest tightened. I hadn't heard that name in years. I hesitated before opening the door. She stood there, holding a bag of groceries. Her eyes softened when she saw me. Maya, I croaked. Why are you here? She stepped inside without waiting. Because someone had to be. I frowned. You shouldn't see me like this. Like what? She asked, setting the bag down. Like a failure, I muttered. She shook her head. I don't see failure. I see someone who's hurting. Her words pierced me. I turned away, ashamed. Everyone else sees a man who couldn't hold on to his fiancée. A man too weak to stop his own brother. Let them talk, she said firmly. Their words don't define you. I sank onto the mattress. Easy for you to say. You didn't watch your life burn down in front of you. She sat beside me, the old wooden frame creaking. No, I didn't, but I can sit with you while you feel the ashes. The silence that followed was different. Not heavy, not cruel. Just present tears stung my eyes before I could stop them. I covered my face. I don't want you to see me like this. She touched my shoulder lightly. Then let me see you. The real you, not the mask you wore for them. Her words cracked something inside me. I sobbed, the sound raw, years of pride shattering in one night. She didn't speak. She didn't move away. She stayed. When I could breathe again, I whispered, Why didn't you judge me like the rest? She gave a small smile. Because I knew you before the titles, before the parties. Before Elena, I knew you when you were just the boy who dreamed too much. That boy is still in there. Shook my head. That boy is gone, she said softly. He's just buried under pain. I laughed bitterly through my tears. Pain is all I have left. She leaned closer, then let it out. Don't carry it alone. Her eyes met mine steady, unshaken. For the first time since that night, I didn't feel invisible. I'm so tired, Maya, I admitted. Tired of pretending I'm okay, tired of being the joke, tired of breathing like every inhale is a punishment. Then stop pretending. Start small. Breathe with me. Her words were simple, but they anchored me. We sat in silence, breathing. Just breathing. Finally, I whispered, Why are you doing this? Why me? She squeezed my hand. Because you matter to me. Because I refuse to watch you drown when I can sit here and remind you that you're still alive. I closed my eyes. For the first time in weeks, the darkness felt less suffocating. I whispered, Thank you. Oh, she smiled faintly. No need. Just promise me you won't give up. I want to, I admitted. Every night I want to, and let me be the reason you don't, she said softly. Her words lingered in the air. Wrapping around me like fragile light, I stared at her. The same girl who once shared candy with me at school, who cheered when I won races, who laughed at my terrible jokes. She hadn't changed. She was still that friend who stood by me without needing reasons. I whispered. Almost to myself, maybe I don't have to die tonight. Her eyes filled with tears, but she smiled. Exactly. You don't, because you're not alone anymore. Silence again. This time it wasn't crushing. It was healing. I lay back on the mattress, exhausted but not empty. Maya stayed beside me, her presence steady, her hands still holding mine, for the first time since betrayal destroyed me. I felt a flicker small, fragile but alive. Strength. I stared at my reflection in the bathroom mirror of the small office bathroom. My tie was crooked, my shirt cheap, but my eyes burned with something I thought I'd lost. "This is it," I whispered. "No more running." The first day at Mr. Chen's company was chaos. Papers stacked high, phones ringing endlessly. I stood awkwardly until Mr. Chen, a man with sharp eyes and gray hair, approached me. "You're the new one?" he asked. "Yes, sir," I said quickly. "I'll do whatever's needed." "Good," he said, handing me a pile of files. "Then start by proving you can survive the storm." I nodded, though my chest tightened. By lunchtime, my desk was buried. My fingers cramped from typing. Sweat stuck my shirt to my back. Yet I refused to stop. Liam, a smug coworker, leaned on my desk. "Didn't expect to see you here," he smirked. "Aren't you the guy whose fiancée dumped him for his own brother?" My jaw clenched. "I'm here to work, not gossip," he laughed. "Relax. I'm just saying this place chews people up. You won't last a week." I looked him dead in the eye. "Watch me." That night, long after everyone left, I was still at my desk. Mr. Chen walked by and raised a brow. "Still here?" "Yes, sir," I said, rubbing my tired eyes. He studied me for a moment. "Most quit on the first day. You're different." I didn't reply, but inside I thought, different. No, just desperate not to drown again. The days turned into weeks. Every insult, every smirk, every dismissive look, I swallowed it. I used it. When Liam mocked me in front of others, I clenched my fists, but forced myself to stay calm. One evening, Maya called. "How was work?" "Exhausting," I admitted. "But I'm still standing." She laughed softly. "That's progress." "Sometimes I feel like I'm invisible there," I muttered. "You're not," she said firmly. "They'll see you. Just keep going." Her faith in me was a lifeline. 3 months later, Mr. Chen called me into his office. "I've watched you," he said. "You take the work no one wants. You don't complain." "Why?" I swallowed. "Because I have no choice, sir. Failure isn't an option anymore." His lips curved into the faintest smile. "Good answer. From today, you'll assist on the Parkson project." I blinked. "That's one of the biggest accounts." "Don't disappoint me," he said simply. Walking out of that office, I felt something stir in me. The fire. But the ridicule didn't stop. In the break room, Liam sneered. "Look at you. Acting like you belong. Don't forget, you're still the man everyone laughs at." I met his eyes calmly. "Laugh while you can. One day I'll be standing where you can't reach," he scoffed. "Dream on." But I wasn't dreaming. I was working. Nights blurred into mornings. My hands ached, my head pounded, but I kept pushing. Maya visited sometimes, bringing me coffee. "You're killing yourself," she said one night. "I'm saving myself," I corrected. She studied me quietly, then nodded. "Then I'll be here to remind you to breathe." Her quiet presence kept me from collapsing. Months later, during a meeting, Liam presented a sloppy proposal. Mr. Chen frowned. "Unimpressed? Does anyone have something better?" he asked. My heart pounded. Slowly, I raised my hand. "I do," Liam snorted. "You. Don't embarrass yourself." But Mr. Chen gestured. "Go ahead." I stood, hand shaking, and explained my strategy. I spoke clearly, every word sharp, every detail backed by hours of research. When I finished, the room was silent. Finally, Mr. Chen nodded. "Well done." Liam's smirk vanished. That night, Maya called. "How did it go?" I think I actually impressed him," I said, disbelief in my voice. She laughed. "I told you. They'll see you." I leaned against the wall, closing my eyes. "One day, Maya, one day they'll regret ever breaking me." And for the first time, I believed it. I was leaving Mr. Chen's office one Friday evening when I heard familiar laughter echoing across the lobby. My chest tightened before I even turned my head. Daniel, he strolled in with Alina on his arm, both draped in designer clothes. His watch glittered under the lights, her diamond necklace catching every eye. For a moment I froze. The ghosts of my past had walked into my present. Daniel spotted me first. His smirk widened. Well, look who it is. Lena's eyes flickered toward me. Something unreadable flashed their hesitation. Maybe regret, but she quickly masked it with a practiced smile. I forced myself to stay calm. Daniel, Alina. Daniel spread his arms dramatically. Brother. Or should I say, ex-brother. How's the rented life treating you? His words were sharp, meant to humiliate. I adjusted my tie and met his gaze evenly. Comfortable enough? At least I earned it. He chuckled. Still bitter? You really should have thanked me. I saved Alina from a boring life. My jaw tightened, but I refused to give him the reaction he wanted. If that's what you need to believe, go ahead. Alina finally spoke, her voice softer. You look different. I caught the way her eyes lingered, scanning my suit, my steadier posture. For a second, regret flickered before she looked away. Daniel scoffed. Don't flatter him. He's probably still fetching coffee for real men. I smiled faintly. If that's what you think, Daniel, then keep thinking it. I don't need to convince you of anything. He frowned at my calmness, clearly expecting me to explode. What happened to the fiery brother I knew? Where's the outrage? The begging? That man is gone, I said simply. For a moment, silence stretched between us. The lobby's noise faded. Elena's lips parted, as if she wanted to say something, but Daniel pulled her closer. Come, Elena. Let's not waste our time on him. But her eyes lingered. I saw the cracks as they turned to leave. I called out, Daniel. He glanced back, irritated. What now? One day, I said evenly, you'll realize money and stolen love can't buy peace. And when that day comes, remember this moment. His smirk faltered for the briefest second. Then he laughed loudly, forcing confidence. We'll see, brother. We'll see. They walked away, but Alina looked over her shoulder once more. Her eyes weren't full of triumph. They were full of something else, something that almost looked like fear. I exhaled slowly, my hands steady. For the first time since betrayal shattered me, I wasn't drowning. I was rising. I sat at my desk, scrolling through reports, when Liam leaned over with a smirk. Have you heard the latest gossip about your brother? I glanced up, calm. No, and I don't care. He laughed. You should. Apparently, Mr. Perfect has been burning through money faster than he earns it. Heard he sold one of his cars already? I blinked, forcing my face to stay neutral. Inside, something flickered. That's his business, I said flatly. Liam shook his head. You're colder than I thought. If it were my brother, I'd be laughing. I ignored him, but the words followed me all day. That evening, Maya and I met at a small cafe. She stirred her coffee, watching me carefully. You heard about Daniel, didn't you? I sighed. Everyone has. Apparently, his spending habits are catching up. She tilted her head. And how do you feel about that? I stared at my cup. I don't know. A part of me feels nothing. Another part feels vindicated. She finished softly. I met her eyes. Yes, vindicated. Like karma finally remembered me. She smiled faintly. You don't need revenge. Life is already serving it. I leaned back, uneasy. But it doesn't feel enough. I still want them to feel what I felt, the humiliation, the emptiness. Maya reached across the table, touching my hand. They already are. You just can't see all of it yet. Her words settled over me, heavy. A week later, I ran into my father outside the old family house. He frowned at me, but his voice lacked its old bite. Your brother, he's making mistakes. I raised a brow. Since when do you admit that? He looked away. I thought he was strong. Smarter than you? But lately I wonder, the admission stunned me. My father, who once banished me, now doubting Daniel. I asked quietly, do you regret it? Calling me a disgrace? His jaw tightened. I regret believing Daniel blindly. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. Before I could answer, the door opened. Daniel's voice boomed from inside. Father, are you still talking to him? Don't waste your breath. Stepped out, looking less polished. His shirt collar was wrinkled, his watch missing. Alina followed behind, her smile strained, her eyes tired. I caught her glance. It wasn't triumph anymore. It was weariness, Daniel sneered. Still pretending to be important. I'm not impressed. I folded my arms. I don't need your approval. Father cut in sharply. Daniel, enough. Your arrogance has already cost us enough. Daniel's face flushed. You're taking his side now? I'm taking the side of sense, Father snapped. You spend like a fool and drag Alina into fights. This family is crumbling because of you. Lena flinched at his words, looking down. I stayed silent, watching. For once, it wasn't me being scolded. It was Daniel. Later that night, Maya called. How did it feel seeing them like that? I paused before answering. Strange. I should feel satisfied. But instead, I just feel hollow. She was quiet a moment. Because you're realizing revenge doesn't heal. It only feeds the wound. Then why? I whispered. Do I still want it? Because you're human, she said gently. But don't let that want consume you. They're already living their punishment. I closed my eyes, remembering Elena's tired gaze, Daniel's desperate anger. She was right. Karma had begun to speak. The ballroom glittered that night, filled with laughter and clinking glasses. I stood near the back, unnoticed, watching the world I once thought I'd never belonged to. Daniel and Alina arrived late, wrapped in forced smiles, but I saw the cracks. Liam nudged me. Look at them. Still pretending? I muttered. Pretending only lasts so long. Daniel strutted across the floor, but Elena's face was pale, her frame thinner than I remembered. She smiled for the cameras, but her hands trembled. Then it happened. Alina staggered. Her wineglass slipped, shattering across marble. She clutched her chest and collapsed in the middle of the room. Gasps filled the hall. Daniel shouted, Alina! And dropped to his knees. Panic spread, voices overlapping. I froze, my breath catching. Something in me pulled forward, though every reason told me to stay back. Within minutes, paramedics rushed in. The crowd parted. Daniel's voice cracked. Please, help her. I followed at a distance, not sure why. Maybe curiosity. Maybe something deeper. At the hospital, harsh lights buzzed overhead. I leaned against a wall, hidden in the corner. Nurses moved quickly, wheeling Alina away. Daniel paced, running his hands through his hair. A woman in scrubs approached him. She'll be stabilized soon. Malnutrition and exhaustion. She needs rest. Daniel groaned. This can't be happening. Not tonight. The nurse turned to me, catching me off guard. Her badge read Clara. She frowned. Are you family? I hesitated. No, just someone who knows her. Clara softened. She fainted from stress. She hasn't been eating, hasn't been sleeping. People push their bodies until they collapse. No. Her words lodged in my chest. I murmured, that sounds like her. Daniel stormed past, phone pressed to his ear. Cancel tomorrow's deal. I don't care about penalties, just cancel it. Clara sighed. He's panicking. But she needs calm, not chaos. Hours passed. I almost left, but then Clara returned. She's awake. She asked for you. I stiffened. Me. She nodded. Yes, by name. My heart pounded as I followed her down the hallway. Alina lay in the bed, pale tubes in her arm. When her eyes met mine, tears welled instantly. Her voice cracked. You came. I stayed near the doorway. I didn't plan to. She reached weakly toward me. Please don't go. Against my better judgment, I stepped closer. She whispered, I chose wrong. I thought Daniel would give me everything, but he took everything instead. I lost myself. Her words trembled, sinking deep into the sterile air. I clenched my fists. Why are you telling me this now? Because I'm dying inside, she sobbed. And you're the only one I ever truly wronged. Not him. You. I swallowed hard, anger and pity colliding. Do you expect me to forgive you just because you regret it now? She shook her head slowly. No, I don't expect forgiveness. I just needed you to know I see it now. I destroyed what we had and it wasn't worth it. Her tears slid across her cheeks. And for a moment I saw the woman I once loved except broken. Fragile, nothing like the one who betrayed me. My chest tightened. But it wasn't love. It was pity. I whispered. You made your choice, Alina, and I made mine. We can't go back. She gripped the sheets. Then at least don't hate me anymore. I can't bear it. Stared at her, silent stretching. Finally I said I don't hate you. Not anymore. But I can't love you either. Her sobs grew softer, turning into whispers. That's enough. Even pity is more than I deserve. Clara entered quietly, adjusting the four. She needs rest now. Please keep it short. I nodded, stepping back. Elena's eyes fluttered. Thank you for coming, even if it's the last time. I left the room, the weight of her words clinging to me. In the corridor, Daniel shoved past me, eyes bloodshot. What did she say to you? I faced him coldly. The truth. Something you can't handle. He grabbed my arm. Don't play games with me. I yanked free. Games. That's all you've ever played with her. With me, with everyone. But the pieces are falling, Daniel. And you can't stop it. He cursed under his breath, storming inside. Maya's voice echoed in my memory. You don't need revenge. Life is already serving it, for the first time. I understood. I walked out of the hospital that night, the air sharp against my face. Alina had begged for forgiveness. Daniel had cracked under the weight of his own lies. And I finally felt the chains loosening. Karma was no longer a whisper. It was a storm, and they were standing in the center of it. The hospital room smelled faintly of antiseptic. Machines beeped softly, their rhythm steady, unlike the storm inside me. I stood by the edge of the bed, silent, watching Elena's frail body tremble as she reached for my hand. Her fingers closed around mine, weak but desperate. Her tears soaked the pillow beneath her. Why are you here? I asked quietly, though the words burned in my throat. She shook her head, choking on sobs. Because I needed you, not him. Never him. You. I froze. The echo of betrayal still lived in me, yet here she was, broken, pleading. Daniel's shadow moved outside the glass panel of the door. For the first time, I saw him still, shoulders hunched, fear carved across his face. He didn't enter. He lingered, ashamed. Alina gripped harder. Please listen. I thought I wanted wealth, excitement, a life that sparkled. But it was empty. Every smile was hollow. Every night I missed you. My jaw tightened. You missed me? You stood beside him while I was banished from my home. You mocked me with your silence. She sobbed harder. I was a coward. I thought he'd protect me. I thought I'd be happy. But every day with him was punishment. I kept hearing your voice in my head, the way you cared, the way you looked at me like I mattered. I threw it all away. Her words stabbed at the fragments of my heart I thought I'd sealed shut. I whispered, do you know what it felt like? Watching the two of you together? Watching my family choose him, not me? She nodded, tears streaming. And every day I've paid for it. He doesn't love me. He never did. He used me to beat you. The words hung heavy in the air. Daniel's silhouette shifted outside, but still he didn't enter. Elena's voice cracked. I still love you. Even now. Even if I don't deserve it, I love you. Silence stretched between us, unbearable. My chest ached, not from longing, but from the war inside me. Maya's voice echoed in my mind. Don't let their poison back in. I pulled my hand slightly. But Alina clung tighter, her nails weakly digging into my skin. Don't leave me, she begged. Don't hate me. Say something, please. Stared at her, broken and trembling. She was no longer the woman who had chosen Daniel over me. She was a ghost of her own choices. Finally, I spoke. My voice was low, steady, sharper than any knife. You didn't just lose me, Elena. You lost the man I used to be. Her sobs grew violent, her body shaking. No, please. Don't say that. I can change. I'll leave him. I'll do anything. I closed my eyes for a moment, steadying the storm in me. It's too late. You can't undo what's already been done. Her grip loosened, her hand falling back onto the sheets. Then let me at least have your forgiveness. I looked down at her, pity rising where love once lived. I don't hate you anymore. But forgiveness isn't a gift I can hand over tonight. Maybe someday, or maybe never. Her tears rolled endlessly, soaking her hospital gown. The door creaked, and Daniel finally stepped in. His face was pale, eyes bloodshot, lips trembling. For once, the arrogance was gone. He looked at me, then at Alina. His voice shook. What did you tell him? Alina turned her head weakly toward him, her voice barely a whisper. The truth. Daniel's fists clenched, then loosened. He looked smaller than I'd ever seen him. You still love him? Her silence was the loudest answer. Daniel turned on me. Is this what you wanted? To see her like this? To hear her beg? I glared at him. I didn't want this. I never wanted this. You two built this cage yourselves. His voice broke. You think you're better than me? Standing there with her tears on your hand? I shook my head slowly. No, I just think I survived what you couldn't. Daniel's face twisted in anguish. For a moment, I almost pitied him too. Almost Alina tried to sit up, crying out, Stop. Both of you. Please no more fighting. I can't, Clara. The nurse hurried in. That's enough. She needs rest, not shouting. She looked at me sternly. You should go. I nodded, but Elena's voice clawed after me. Don't leave, not yet. I paused at the doorway. Rest, Alina. That's all you need now. She reached toward me again, but her arm fell, weak, defeated. Her sobs turned into muffled gasps as Clara soothed her back against the pillows. Daniel leaned against the wall, sliding down until he sat on the floor, his face buried in his hands. I had never seen him crumble before. I walked out, silence my shield, my only answer. The hallway was empty, yet my chest felt heavy with every step. I leaned against the cold wall, my hands still damp from Elena's tears. Maya's words echoed louder. Don't let their poison back in, I whispered to myself. I won't. Not again. But the image of Elena's face broken, pleading, burned into me. And Daniel's fear, his shame, his silence. For the first time, I realized I wasn't chasing revenge anymore. I was standing in it. I left the hospital without looking back. Their tears, their collapse, their shame, none of it belonged to me anymore. All I carried was silence. The night air was cool against my face as I stepped out of the hospital doors. My chest felt lighter than it had in years. I wasn't carrying their betrayal anymore. It stayed. Behind in that sterile room with their tears, Maya was waiting under the dim streetlight. She had her arms crossed, but the moment her eyes met mine, her expression softened. You stayed longer than I thought, she said. I needed to hear it, I answered. Needed to see it for myself. Her brows pulled together. And what did you hear? I let out a shaky breath. Everything I already knew. Regret, lies, desperation. She said she still loved me. That she lost everything. Kana tilted her head, studying me. And you. What did you say? I told her she lost the man I used to be. My voice was calm, steady. For the first time, those words didn't sting. Maya's lips curved into the faintest smile. Good, because you're not that man anymore. I looked at her, really looked. Her face wasn't glowing with makeup or illusions, it was real. Honest. She had been there in silence when I was broken. She had sat on the floor beside me when no one else would. Why didn't you walk away? I asked suddenly. Everyone else did. Why not you? Her eyes widened slightly. Do you really need to ask? Yes, I said firmly. I want to hear it. She sighed, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. Because I saw you. Not the man humiliated at an engagement party. Not the one your father banished. I saw the same boy who once defended me in school, even when you got beaten up for it. I saw someone worth staying for. Our words struck deeper than Elena's sobs ever could. My throat tightened. Maya, you don't know what those nights meant to me. I thought I'd drown in the dark. You kept me breathing. Oh, she gave me a small smile. You kept yourself breathing. I just reminded you how. I laughed, short but real. It startled me. Do you hear yourself? You make it sound so simple. She stepped closer, her voice soft. Because it is. You think love is about grand promises and glittering parties, but it's not. It's about sitting in the silence, refusing to let go, even when the other person can't stand on their own. I swallowed hard, the weight of her words pressing against me. And you've been doing that for me this whole time. She shrugged. Someone had to. The silence between us wasn't empty, it was warm. For the first time, I didn't feel alone in it. I looked back at the hospital building one last time. The windows glowed faintly, but the faces inside no longer haunted me. They'll keep falling apart, I murmured. Maya touched my arm. And you'll keep rising. But only if you stop looking back. I turned to her fully. Then I won't look back anymore. Her eyes searched mine, uncertain. Do you mean that? Yes. I took a deep breath. I thought I wanted revenge. I thought watching them crumble would fix me. But it doesn't. It never could. What fixes me is this. I gestured between us. The fact that I can stand here with you and not feel broken anymore. Her lips parted slightly, her voice barely above a whisper. Do you realize what you're saying? I nodded. I realize it now. I've been blind for too long. She blinked back sudden tears, laughing softly. You're late to the truth, you know? I know, I admitted. But I'd rather be late than never. Her hand slid down my arm until her fingers brushed mine. She didn't force it. She just waited. And for the first time in years, I didn't hesitate. I laced my fingers through hers. The weight in my chest eased, placed by something I hadn't felt in years' peace. She squeezed my hand gently. So what now? I smiled, and it wasn't a broken smile, not a mask. It was real. Now, we walk forward. No more living in their shadow. No more letting betrayal chain me. I built myself from ashes. I'm stronger now, freer. Maya's eyes shimmered in the streetlight. I've waited to hear you say that. I tilted my head, studying her. And what about you? You've been my anchor. What do you want? She hesitated, then whispered, I just want to stay. If you'll let me. I tightened my grip on her hand. Stay, please. I don't want to walk this road alone anymore. She leaned against me lightly, resting her head on my shoulder. Then you won't. The street was quiet, the world hushed around us. I realized I didn't need loud victories or public revenge. My triumph was simpler. It was peace. It was freedom. It was her. I whispered into the night, more to myself than her. This isn't revenge. This is freedom. Maya looked up at me, smiling through her tears. And it suits you. I laughed again, genuine and unrestrained, the sound foreign to my own ears. Maybe it does. We began to walk, our steps slow but certain. The hospital shrank behind us, and with it, the weight of everything I once carried. For the first time, it didn't feel like the betrayed man, the banished son, the broken fiancé. I felt like someone new, someone whole. I glanced at Maya. She glanced back, her smile quiet, her hand steady in mine. And for the first time I smiled without pain,